Good morning, South Rock. Welcome to another Mark Devo. Today is Mark 8:31 through 9:1. Very heavy few verses. Jesus starts by predicting his death, which it says he speaks plainly, meaning he wasn't speaking in parables. He wanted to make sure everybody knew what his intentions were, what was going to happen here in the future. And he speaks so plainly that Peter rebukes him because this bucks against Jewish tradition. Jewish teaching said that the Messiah will come like a conquering hero and a king and unite Israel. And so Peter says, you need to stop talking about this because this isn't true. This isn't what the Messiah is supposed to be. And Jesus again speaks plainly and he says, get behind me, Satan. He's very clear. He says, and he basically is saying, anyone who's not for me is against me. And he continues his teaching, and he says a couple famous lines here. He says, whoever wants to follow me needs to pick up their cross. And he continues and says, what good is it to gain the world but forfeit your soul? And then he finishes up by saying, and if anyone is ashamed of me or my teachings, then I will be ashamed of them. And so these three things illuminate kind of one main thing for me, and that's that everything comes after Jesus. Basically, nothing matters more than following Jesus and enriching the kingdom of God in some way. And you can see that through these three things. When he says pick up your cross, he's saying die to yourself, right? Like, you need to be made new in me. Pick up your cross, die on it, and come back new for me, for the kingdom. So self isn't as important as Jesus. Then he says, what good is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul? And basically that's, things don't matter. Things don't matter at all. What matters is following Jesus and glorifying the kingdom. And then he says, don't be ashamed of what I'm saying and don't be ashamed of who I am, which is basically like, don't worry about if you're losing your friends, your family, your community. It doesn't matter, because following Jesus, following God, and again, glorifying the kingdom, most important, more important than anything. And so through this teaching, he's showing like, I'm going to die for this purpose. And once I am gone, the only thing that matters is what I have taught, and you need to follow it so that the kingdom of God can be the better. So, heavy question today, and that is, what are you putting before Jesus? Because we all are. It's a complicated thing to do, to be completely selfless, to be completely unworried about things, to be not worried about what coworkers or friends or family might say if you bring up Jesus. So what or who is ahead of Jesus right now, and what are ways that you can work on replacing those things with more Jesus? Because that's important for the kingdom to work well and for your place in the kingdom to be at its max potential. That's what we need to work on. And I'm including myself in this. I'm not saying that I don't have this down pat either. We're all in this together as a church. And so let's work on that today of whatever's ahead of Jesus. Let's find a way to get it behind him so that we can work for the kingdom together. Anyhow, I hope you have a good rest of your day.